Hello, we're our Lives channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments coming to Salem during the week of November 3rd to 7th, where mysteries deepen, hearts collide, and danger lurks around every corner. Sarah and Brady's growing connection. As Sarah Horton Kyriakis moves forward with her divorce proceedings from Xander, she finds herself spending increasingly more time with Brady Black, creating an unexpected bond between the two. Their connection has evolved beyond simple friendship, with Brady clearly harboring deeper feelings for Sarah that extend past their professional relationship. Sarah, still reeling from the emotional devastation of her broken marriage, discovers comfort in Brady's presence, though her heart remains torn and conflicted about her true feelings. The pair has been bonding over various shared experiences, including Sarah's role as Rachel's doctor, which has naturally brought them closer together in ways neither initially anticipated. Brady has been actively pursuing Sarah, using every opportunity to demonstrate his care and affection for her, hoping that she might reciprocate his romantic interest. However, Sarah's emotions remain complicated and tangled, as despite all the pain Xander has caused her, from his anger management issues to his violent outbursts against Philip, she still carries deep love for her estranged husband buried within her heart. The chemistry between Sarah and Brady continues to intensify with each passing day, creating an atmosphere charged with possibility and romantic tension that neither can fully ignore. Xander's jealousy and personal growth. Watching Sarah grow closer to Brady awakens fierce jealousy within Xander Cook, stirring up all his possessive instincts and triggering his darker impulses. However, Xander has made solemn promises to Marlena Evans during his therapy sessions, committing himself to genuine personal transformation and emotional growth. He understands that he must focus on maintaining the therapeutic progress he has achieved rather than reverting to his old destructive patterns of behavior. Xander's primary concern must remain his precious daughter Victoria Kyriakis, who represents the light of his life and the purest love he has ever known. The little girl means absolutely everything to him, giving him powerful motivation to become a better man regardless of what happens with Sarah. Xander recognizes that whether or not Sarah ever chooses to reunite with him romantically, he cannot afford to backslide into his former villainous tendencies that once defined his character. He battles daily with controlling his reactions, fighting against every instinct to lash out when he sees Sarah laughing with Brady or spending time together. Marlena's guidance has been instrumental in helping Xander develop healthier coping mechanisms for dealing with his intense emotions. According to inside sources, Sarah and Xander won't reconcile until the colder weather arrives later in the year, meaning months of emotional turmoil lie ahead for all involved. Philip Kyriakis has been actively working behind the scenes to reunite the estranged couple, feeling personally responsible for the rift that tore their marriage apart. Despite remaining separated, Sarah and Xander reportedly won't finalize their divorce legally, suggesting that both harbor hopes for eventual reconciliation deep in their hearts. Kat Green's dangerous encounter. Kat Green faces a terrifying and life-threatening situation in Salem's town square that will leave her shaken to her core. Thanks to Alex Kyriakis' timely warning, Kat manages to avoid serious injury herself, but the same cannot be said for others present at the scene. Someone else in the town square won't be as fortunate as Kat, potentially suffering injuries or worse from the mysterious danger that strikes without warning. The aftermath of this harrowing incident leaves Kat emotionally vulnerable and desperately in need of comfort and reassurance. Chad DiMera steps forward to console Kat during her time of distress, offering her the emotional support she craves in her moment of need. As Chad holds Kat close and speaks words of comfort, he feels familiar temptation bubbling up from deep within his conflicted heart. The close call on Halloween leaves Chad drawn to Kat in ways that complicate his already complicated feelings about their relationship. Romantic tension builds between Chad and Kat as their faces draw closer together, their shared trauma creating an intimate bond. The big question on everyone's mind becomes whether Chad will actually kiss Kat in this emotionally charged moment of vulnerability. If Chad does give in to temptation and kiss Kat, there's a significant chance that his son Thomas DiMera might witness the romantic encounter. Thomas has already been dealing with the shocking revelation that Kat once posed as his deceased mother Abigail, information he learned from Rachel Black during their heated argument. Rachel maliciously told Thomas about Kat claiming to be Abigail during their fight over a Monopoly game, completely blindsiding the young boy with this devastating truth. Thomas confronted Chad about his relationship with Kat, demanding his father tell him the complete truth about their dating situation. If Thomas witnesses his father kissing the woman who pretended to be his dead mother, he could flip out all over again with even more intensity than before. Rachel Black's escalating behavior. Rachel Black stands on the verge of exhibiting increasingly risky behavior that has everyone around her deeply concerned about her mental state. The troubled young girl has been spiraling out of control, lashing out at everyone around her with growing viciousness and disregard for consequences. Rachel doesn't seem to care what she says to anyone or what destructive actions she takes, believing that if she must be miserable, then everyone else should suffer alongside her. She has been causing chaos at Marlena Evans' penthouse, where she's been staying, making life difficult for everyone under that roof. Something will trigger a deeply buried memory within Rachel's traumatized mind, potentially sparking a catastrophic meltdown of epic proportions. One way or another, Rachel must remember the night of E.J. DiMera's shooting sooner or later, as that suppressed memory holds the key to major storyline developments. Day's spoilers indicate that Rachel will make bold new moves that lead directly to life-threatening consequences for herself or others around her. Rachel is growing more dangerous to the people in her orbit with each passing day, exhibiting behavior patterns that mirror previous troubled Salem youth. Brady Black does his absolute best to deal with Rachel and address her issues, but even his devoted father's love seems insufficient to pull her back from the edge. Rachel can only be described as out of control at this point, and someone needs to get this child professional help immediately before tragedy strikes. She needs serious intervention to help her before she hurts herself or someone else very badly through her reckless and vindictive actions. Will Rachel finally stop hurting everyone around her? Or will she end up institutionalized if she cannot regain control of herself and her outrageous behavior? The dark side of Rachel's personality has resurged with frightening intensity, and Marlena will attempt to save her from the horrors dwelling within herself. Some spoilers suggest Rachel could put Thomas DiMera's life in danger through her increasingly erratic actions, potentially requiring Jeremy to step in and save him. The DiMera mystery deepens. A shocking revelation might surface regarding the DiMera family that will send shockwaves throughout all of Salem. It could be revealed that Andre DiMera has somehow taken over Tony DiMera's life following a mysterious cruise disappearance and an off-screen switch that no one witnessed. EJ is shocked to hear that Tony has gone missing, raising immediate red flags about what might have happened to his uncle. If Andre has indeed returned from the grave to assume Tony's identity, the question becomes how long it will take Anna DiMera, Theo Carver, and others close to Tony to realize something is terribly wrong. Anna, who knows her husband better than anyone, should eventually notice that Tony isn't acting like his true self, displaying behaviors and mannerisms foreign to the real Tony. Andre could have easily orchestrated his return from the dead to become involved in EJ's controversial and dangerous laboratory experiment mess. The DiMera laboratory storyline continues to expand with disturbing implications, with multiple characters getting entangled in whatever sinister activities are occurring within those walls. EJ has been conducting secretive research that could have devastating consequences for numerous Salem residents if the full truth emerges. Melinda tries desperately to cover her tracks regarding her involvement in the laboratory situation, knowing that exposure would mean her complete ruin. Rita knows far too much about the DiMeras and their darkest secrets, making her either a valuable ally or a dangerous liability, depending on her loyalties. Stephanie's mysterious disappearance. Another vanishing act could take center stage in Salem after Anastasia Sand's true identity is finally unveiled to the shocked residents. If fiction turns to reality in typical Salem fashion, then Stephanie could indeed vanish without a trace, leaving other Salemites frantically searching for her throughout the week of November 3rd to 7th. The circumstances surrounding her potential disappearance raise numerous questions about who might be responsible and what their motivations could be. Will Alex Kyriakis immediately blame Jeremy Horton if Stephanie disappears under mysterious circumstances, given his distrust of the newcomer? Stephanie has been sensing that Jeremy is up to no good, picking up on suspicious behaviors that set off her internal alarm bells. Alex and Stephanie intend to enact a carefully constructed plan together, though the details remain shrouded in mystery. Could Jeremy actually start redeeming himself somewhat by coming to Stephanie's rescue wherever she might be held captive? Jeremy might prove he's not the villain everyone suspects by risking his own safety to locate and save Stephanie from whoever has taken her. Stephanie needs to speak urgently with Mike Horton about a matter of great importance, though whether she'll get that chance before disappearing remains uncertain. The stalker storyline continues to intensify, with no one safe from the mysterious predator lurking in Salem's shadows. Leo thinks he knows who the baby's father is in another developing storyline, and folks at the bookstore are surprised by an unexpected new face appearing among them. Additional Salem drama. Multiple other storylines will unfold simultaneously during this action-packed week in Salem. Johnny and Chanel face their own relationship turbulence as they state their strong case about matters that deeply affect their future together. Gabby and Philip are back at their romantic games again, but this time their connection seems to feel intensely real rather than casual or strategic. Kate will definitely have plenty to say about Philip's renewed involvement with Gabby, likely expressing strong opinions about whether this relationship serves her son's best interests. Tate and Holly want Sophia to pay dearly for her bad crimes and betrayals, but the situation will prove more complicated than simple revenge. Javi's exciting dream job is going to become unexpectedly dangerous, putting him in situations he never anticipated when accepting the position. Body and Soul continues generating metadrama for the DOOL cast, serving as backdrop for escalating tensions between various characters. On the fictional soap set, Chanel finds herself getting perhaps too close to Alex, sparking intense jealousy from her husband Johnny as their love triangle reaches critical mass. Belle is going to feel insecure about EJ again, with old relationship doubts and trust issues resurfacing to plague her peace of mind. The situation will intensify dramatically when Sammy suddenly pops by Salem, bringing her own complicated history with EJ back into sharp focus. EJ grows increasingly fed up with Gwen and wishes desperately that he could keep her substantial financial investment while removing her entirely from his life.